Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be reacting to Spider-Man vs. Deku Death Battle. Yeah, and the Spider-Man in this one is the Miles Morales Spider-Man. I can only imagine how these two are gonna go at it with all their similar powers, such as Spider-Man's Spidey Sense versus Deku's Danger Sense, or web shooting versus black quip. Only time will tell if who will come out on top between these two. Anyhow, we're going to get right into it. And as we do, remember as always, hit that like button, comment, and subscribe, and hit the bell for more notifications. All of your support is greatly appreciated for the growth of the channel. And without further ado, let's get into this. Okay, a preview. Turn up the volume a bit.
Miles Morales versus Izuku Midoriya.
Spider-Man versus Deku. He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
No witty things for
he was bitten by a radioactive spider,
comments on what type of matchup this
friendly
is.
Neighbor to all of New York City. In a universe filled with super soldiers, hulking green Goliaths, and world-shattering gods, Spider-Man is there to look out for the little guy.
But in a multiverse of infinite possibilities, that doesn't always last forever. Like in Universe 1610.
The Into the Spider-Verse.
The city was left without its protector. But fortunately, Peter wasn't the only one who got bit. Enter Miles Morales, a young teen from Brooklyn just trying to figure out his place in the world. And now, he had it thrust upon him.
The canon event to start all canon events. Now it was Miles.
Alright, real name Miles Morales, age 17, 5'8", or 173 centimeters, graffiti artist, herald of Anansi, am I pronouncing that right? Anansi teams, champions, ultimates, Avengers, likes Naruto, DBZ, JoJo's, Gwen, dislikes canon events, GameSpot, and Paul.
Turned to be
Who's
the
Paul?
hero the Big Apple needed, and he had all the usual spider kit to help him out.
This spider carried the Oz formula, a genetics-enhancing serum that granted Miles superhuman strength, speed, and the ability to alter his body's electron attraction to crawl along any surface.
And you can't forget that classic spider
what was that? What was that one?
Superhuman strength, speed, and the ability to alter his body's electron attraction to crawl along any surface.
Oh, so that's how Spider-Man does it.
Spider Sense, an internal warning system that lets Miles know about incoming threats so he can react ahead of time. He even got an upgrade that acts like a radar, letting him see through stuff.
But no spider person is complete without their web shooter.
Alright, nanomesh vibranium suit, Wakandan web shooters, spider powers, super strength and agility, wall crawling, radar spider sense, and invisibility, venom powers, punch, shock, blast, mega venom blast, venom saber, bioelectric webs, absorption, overdrive. I'm gonna be real with you guys, I don't really follow much of Marvel or DC comics or movies, since I don't really care much for action flicks. But that's just me.
Given to him by Peter's Aunt May, these webs have all sorts of applications between swinging, grabbing, restraining, projectiling, and being made into constructs.
Not having Peter around to show him the ropes made things a lot tougher, though. And between mishaps with wall crawling and web slinging, Miles got off to a rocky start.
Like any typical teenager, he had a lot of self-doubt. Could he keep up in school? What was the right way to talk to girls?
And how could he live up to being Spider-Man when one of the villains he had to face turned out to be his very own uncle? Makes family dinner so awkward. All that, trying to kill you stuff.
Fortunately, Miles had a leg up on
everyone has to figure out this superhero thing
loving parents.
as they go along.
Tough, even if they didn't always see eye to eye. And thanks to them, he learned that the best way to be Spider-Man wasn't to do it like Peter, but to do it his own way.
And it helped that this particular spider had a bit more to its bite than Peter's. Miles has a variety of unique powers, like invisibility and venom.
Not like Tom Hardy, though it is weird to give your main power the same name as one of your bad guys. Come on, Spidey. Branding is important.
Oh yeah.
Miles can harness
Oh,
his
so he
own
never had
bioelectric
the
energy and weaponize it,
had
which is
the
especially
Venom
effective against individuals
symbiote.
with genetic mutations.
Punching, absorbing, blasting, mega blasting. Hell, he can even make electric constructs out of this stuff, like biowebbing and a damn sword. Jeez, what kind of spider was this?
It's not entirely science fiction. Studies have shown that certain species of spiders, such as the Linophiidae, have a process known as ballooning. By spinning a thread of their silk, they can use the Earth's natural electric fields to fly, traveling up to hundreds of miles. No pun intended.
Well, whatever kind of bite it was, it gave Miles the edge he needed to find his worth as Spider-Man.
Miles can dodge gunshots, missiles, and lightning bolts. He survived all sorts of beatings.
I don't really
including a
care much
building
for
exploding
spiders.
on top of him.
Oh, geez, Spidey could lift buildings and dodge light speed attacks, and Miles is more than a match for him.
Like the time he absorbed the energy of a bomb that was going to vaporize Harlem. A blast that would have equaled 15 million tons of TNT.
He's gotten kudos from a ton of older heroes, too, becoming a member of the New Ultimates and the Avengers. He even helped form the Champions, a team of teenage superheroes with the likes of Miss Marvel and Ironheart.
The king of Wakanda himself even suited him up with some Wakandan vibranium.
The same stuff as T'Challa's own suit. This super rare and tough metal can absorb kinetic energy and vibrational impacts.
It
Oh
helps
yeah,
to
like
regulate Miles's
Captain
venom
America's
powers, too,
shield.
allowing him to better control his electrical output.
Yeah, there is some
Vibranium is
stuff
thinner
about
to better fit his
Marvel and
acrobatic
DC
fighting
that I
style,
do know,
it
but
can still shake
not a
off
whole
most fatal
lot.
attacks like they're nothing. This stuff is tough enough that Deadpool's swords have shattered against it.
Though
Ooh.
it's not as durable as, say, Captain America's shield, and enough kinetic energy will overload it.
Don't be near it when it does, or you'll end up like the Falcon here when he used his vibranium wings to stop a bomb that was gonna blow up New York City. That's twice now. Does any other city have to deal with this stuff?
But when vibranium and spider powers still aren't enough, Miles can push his electrical output into overdrive.
Giving him huge boosts in strength and speed, and making him a whole lot zappier. It's your classic shonen power-up, and he knows it too. He's a bit of a weeb, and has a thing for mimicking some favorites.
Despite his initial insecurities, Miles has more than managed to live up to his predecessor. No longer standing in the shadow, but side by side.
Literally, his universe got blown up, and he was sent to the main 616 timeline, along with his family. And now it's him and Peter as a pair of Spider Bros.
He's even become one of the big players of the Spider-Verse.
Blew up
teaming
a
with all
giant
sorts of
symbiote dragon, lifted most of a building, took hits from Giant Woman, dodged missiles, lightning, and lasers, stopped the Inheritors and saved the Web of Life, saved an alternate universe from his evil clone, won an Oscar, okay, defeated the Prowler, Green Goblin, Venom, Mr. Negative, Selim, and Kingpin.
of other spider variants to defend the multiverse.
There's anime spider people, robot spider people, dinosaur spider people, spider people, a whole lot of them, each with their own way of getting the job done. Miles even led them into battle against the Inheritors, a bunch of interdimensional vampire assholes.
This is what Stan Lee was proudest of in his favorite superhero. Regardless of who they were, any sort of person could wear the mask and do the right thing. For so long as we stay true to ourselves and help others in our own unique ways, then anyone can be a hero.
Okay, that's pretty
But
inspirational.
what is a hero? To the citizens of Japan, there was no one more synonymous
This episode
with the word
contains
than
spoiler
their
for the
symbol
ending of
peace.
the My Hero
All
Academia
Might.
The
anime.
big numero uno. With
Okay.
a smile on his face, he could save anyone and win any fight, no matter what.
Or so it seemed. After a battle with his arch nemesis, All For One, All Might was grievously injured. His time as a beacon of hope was coming to an end, and he would need to find someone to pass on the torch.
In this world, most human beings evolved to have their own individual superpowers, or quirks, but not everyone is lucky enough to get one. Like this kid named Izuku Midoriya, or as local bully Bakugo like to call him, the good-for-nothing Deku.
Izuku wanted to save people just like
Okay, age 16 or 24 post time skip, 5'6", 166 centimeters, profession, teacher, part-time hero, alias, one for all hero, Deku, possesses 7 quirks, favorite food, katsudon, romantic interest, oh, you know, one of them.
Like All Might,
Yeah,
but even
yeah,
his
there's been a
idol
lot of
told him
ships
that he would have to
involving
give up on his dreams.
Midoriya
Forever the beta
with
male
several
in the shadow of
characters,
Bakugo and
such
his
as
Sigma
Chaco
quirk
and
until he got the
and,
chance to alpha up and lend his rival
and,
a helping hand,
what was
proving
her
himself
name?
worthy of All Might's
The
quirk.
earphone
So
jack
after
girl.
months of training, Izuku was granted All Might's quirk, one for all. This power allows him to boost his strength to incredible heights, using it for smashing attacks named after specific US locales, and a soccer club.
Or football, as they call it.
Straight punches, spikes, even finger flicks, One for All is the ultimate in strength-enhancing quirks.
The first time he used it, Izuku destroyed this giant robot in a single blow, on accident. Too bad it wasn't the only thing he destroyed, though.
Yeah, he
Damn,
also
that looks
wrecked
like it
his
hurt.
arm
One for
and
All's power was
his
so
arm and
great
legs.
that the recoil would shatter Izuku's limbs when he used it. In the hands of an improper vessel, One for All could cause their body to explode, so Izuku would need to continuously train to master it at his Hero Academia.
Say that again.
UA High.
Here he'd be inspired by girly pop Uraraka to turn his zero name into his hero name, becoming the Deku who always does his best.
Yeah, zero to
Something that
hero.
He may have taken too far.
When it came to saving people, Do Your Best here had a bad habit of putting others way before himself. Sure, everyone else was okay, but he'd be good for nothing all over again if he got himself paralyzed.
So to cut down on his hospital bill, he developed full cowling. Instead of using his quirk in short bursts, he would continuously spread the energy across his body at low percentages, using it for acrobatics inspired by Bakugo's explosive movements.
And with that new thinking came a new fighting style, shoot style. To use a stronger
Yeah, or
one that'd be
kicking.
less likely to break, Deku took a page from
Yeah,
Nerdamoji
'cause it
Ita's
was-
book and switched to focusing
Yeah, because
on kicks
All
to
Might's
pack in more of a
fighting
punch.
style was mostly
Yeah.
And
punches,
that
so
power would be
Midoriya
needed.
naturally
After a
had to
climactic battle with All for
switch
One,
to
All Might
kicking
would be
instead.
forced into retirement, just a few months into Deku's training. Now it was his turn to face this demon lord.
But he didn't have to do it alone. Just as All Might had passed One for All onto Deku, it had been passed onto All Might by his master, and onto her by her master. One for All was a power that was built upon for generations.
The quirks of the previous users of One for All manifested in Deku, along with their spirits or vestiges.
Yeah,
to
if I
help him in
remember
his battle
correctly,
against All for
Deku is
One.
the
Blackwick
ninth
gives him
wielder.
energy tendrils to swing around and restrain
Alright,
foes.
his quirks
They
are
can
One
also
for All,
raise his arms
Gear
and
Shift,
manually
Black Whip,
control his
Smoke Screen,
muscles if he
Float,
can't
Dangerous
move.
Sense,
Float
and
allows him to soar
Fajin.
high into the sky.
Costume
By
Zeta,
combining it
Air
with
Force
controlled
Gloves,
blasts of pressurized
Mid
air,
Gauntlets,
he can
and Iron
effectively
Souls.
fly.
Danger Sense detects incoming threats and unease, letting Deku react in advance. Though it's mostly like an alarm bell and doesn't tell him specifics like location or number of threats. Familiar?
Smokescreen lets him, create a smokescreen, but he can use it at full blast to create a bigger smokescreen.
That's swell and all, but the real meat
So
is in
anticlimactic.
Fajin. After building up kinetic energy within his body, Deku can unleash it for bursts of strength and speed.
He's combined it with Black Whip to create the powerful Black Chain binding attack, and can use it in conjunction with full cowling to achieve foe 100%, equaling All Might's full level of power without any recoil.
He once used it to outspeed a bullet shot by Lady Nagant, a former hero turned villain who has a sniper rifle for an arm. I think I'm in love.
Nagant's bullet once crossed a distance of around 215 kilometers.
Yeah, what's
within a
with these,
fraction of a second. That's
Yeah, I kind of like how in some of these modern day anime that some of the really hardcore waifus are also look like bodybuilders, like they could bench someone with ease.
6,700 times faster than sound, and Deku was moving so fast the bullet seemed like it was standing still.
And he can go even faster than that with his final quirk, Gear Shift.
By touching a target, he can control its speed without abiding by the laws of inertia. He can slow down foes to leave them frozen in the air, or move so fast he can punch multiple times in an instant.
Even All for One's own protege Shigaraki couldn't track him, and this is a dude who can catch light speed laser beams.
It does have a time limit though. After 5 minutes of continuous use, Deku's body will catch up to his speed, suffocating him as his cells become unable to take in oxygen.
Not nearly as bad as One for All was.
Okay, that
suffocating
seems
him,
like
though.
a bit
He's
of,
been doing all
Okay, that seems like a bit of a downside to the quirk, but then again, that is something to take into account. His feats unlocked One for All's full potential, became the number 4 hero. Okay. Obliterated Darkmite's fortress. Flew nearly 200 kilometers in less than an hour. I think that's a less than sign. Survives the recoil of his attacks. Saved Eri, Koda, Aoyama, and Lady Nagant. And he's defeated Shigaraki, All for One, Overhaul, and Gentle. And he can hit you really hard.
All of this shit in just the 10th grade. I hadn't even figured out you could breathe through your nose at that point.
The pressure of having to save his friends, the country, the entire world weighed on Deku. So he left UA to fight this war alone.
But alone was never where Deku fought.
So he left UA to fight this war alone.
But alone was never where Deku fought best. Having come from nothing, his admiration for his peers gave him strength, just as they admired his strength and desire to help others.
When he first attended UA, he had the first, he had something he hadn't had since his childhood. He had friends.
And everyone else supported and cheered him on. Because that was the greatest threat to All for One's reign all along.
Not All Might, not Deku, not even One for All itself. Just people helping each other out. And with their help, Deku defeated All for One once and for all, blowing a hole in this huge storm and parting the skies for a brighter future.
Though he did lose his quirk and have to retire from hero work, getting a regular 9 to 5 as a teacher, passing on his knowledge to the next generation, just like every user of One for All before him.
Some might say he peaked in high school. If not for the sick new armor he eventually got to go back to kicking butt, he even made it all the way back near the top of the rankings.
All with the help of his friends. For so long as we keep reaching out our hands to help those in need, everyone can be a hero.
Yes, they can. They just need to figure out how to be selfless.
Benjamin. I know what you're asking. Benjamin, what are you wearing?
Of course, in today's society, selflessness is not exactly easy to come by commodity. Alright, now, looks like we're gonna get right into the battle now.
It's time for a death battle!
Alright, and the fight's gonna take place in New York. Of course, since this is Miles' home turf, that would be appropriate.
You're more man and less spider than usual.
Whoa, I was looking for you. Care to show me what you can do?
All right, new guy. First lesson: don't watch the mouth. Watch the hands.
Now watch mine, Delaware!
Alright.
Let's try that one more time.
Alright, so now we have to think of, can Deku break through the vibranium, or...
I can't use my full power here. Gotta take this somewhere else.
Yeah, it might be a good idea.
You got skills, man. I like that.
Oh.
Mierda.
Okay, so yeah, that works to help break things. Okay, they moved way faster than the captions could keep up with them.
Always do my best.
I'm gonna do my best. I gotta do my own thing.
Okay, now it's up to gear shift and the full electric thing there with Miles. I immediately forgot what it's called, actually.
Right. Your quirk is amazing.
Amazing is my buddy. They call me the ultimate Spider-Man.
His suit has shock absorption.
Oh, there's the Kamehameha.
So, it's got a limit.
Alright, if Deku doesn't want to get the after effects of gear shift, he'll have to finish this quickly.
Spider-Man. You really are the ultimate.
Okay, so Deku won.
Yo! Vaya con Dios, Aranya Hoven.
Let's start by talking about their superpowers, which matched up quite evenly. Unsurprisingly, given the not-so-subtle inspiration for Deku's quirks, though they did have some edges over the other.
The spider sense.
Right,
gave Miles
Black Whip
more
versus
insight
web
on his
shooting,
surroundings
Danger
and
Sense
threats than Danger
versus
Sense, which has
Spidey
been worked around
Sense.
before.
This meant Miles's invisibility was harder for Danger Sense to detect when he wasn't attacking, while the Spider Sense's radar system allowed him to find Deku
Oh,
in
yeah.
the smokescreen. But Izuku's
The
quirks granted him advantages.
invisibility
Love
made
was a lot more mobile than Web's,
Danger
and
Sense a
Budget
little
gave a
more
bigger boost in
useless
strength
than
Venom did. Since both
usual.
had some advantages and disadvantages, we're gonna call superpowers a tie.
Next up, speed.
That seems fair.
Similar to Peter, Miles could dodge light speed attacks, which actually outpaced Izuku moving faster than that sniper bullet. Fortunately for Deku, though, that wasn't his best.
Thanks to Gear Shift, Deku could speed himself up to match Miles the same way he did to the light-catching Shigaraki. Even worse for Spidey, one touch from Gear Shift could freeze him in place and make dodging totally impossible. So speed goes to Deku.
As for
Okay.
skill, Deku was incredibly talented at analyzing an opponent's abilities and coming up with strategies on the fly.
But Miles' powers and fighting style gave
Yeah, Deku's
Deku
a
few immediate
really smart
openings.
kid,
Deku may
you
have
gotta
received more
admit.
formal training at UA, but he was ultimately only active in hero work for a little under a year.
Meanwhile, Miles has been handling everything from neighborhood crooks to multiverse-ending gods for significantly longer.
It's close, but with his greater experience, skill goes to Miles, and that means the biggest deciding factor is raw strength.
And that was no contest. Miles absorbing the energy of that bomb was nothing to scoff at, but overwhelming power is what One for All is all about.
When Deku defeated All for One, the energy needed to part those clouds with his punch had a yield of 362 billion tons of TNT, smashing the bomb Miles absorbed out of the water.
But it wasn't as simple as that. Miles is wearing a vibranium suit after all, so the question wasn't necessarily who was stronger.
Yeah, but
it was
vibranium
if
does
Miles' suit
does
was
have a
strong
limit
enough
to how much
continuously
kinetic energy it can
Deku's blows.
absorb.
When the Falcon protected New York from that city-destroying blast, it had a yield of 546 megatons. Impressive.
Oh yeah,
but Deku
Jiro,
defeating All for
that's
One
the
was still
headphone
over
jack
600 times stronger
name,
than Vibranium's
girl.
limit.
And Deku did that with One for All's embers, not the full package.
And remember, the vibranium in Miles' suit was much thinner than what Falcon and Black Panther had, making it unlikely
course,
it could
honestly,
absorb
I
as
think
strong
I
a blast.
It's
I
there to provide
much
more
prefer
protection, sure, but there was no way
prefer
he could survive
shipping
all of what
between
Deku could dish out.
Midoriya
In
and
this superpower battle, it was
Tsuyu, or
Izuku's overwhelming
Froppy.
speed and immense strength that made him the winning hero.
And the morales of the story is...
The winner is Deku.
Next time on Death Battle.
Okay, who's up next?
Subscribe and join as a member to see more Death Battle. Thanks for watching.
Hulk versus Godzilla? Okay, now that is a matchup I'm definitely going to need to see. I can only imagine how a matchup like that'll turn out. But anyhow, I feel that should do for this video. Thanks so much for watching, you guys. And remember, as always, to hit that like button, comment, and subscribe, and hit the bell for more notifications. All of your support is greatly appreciated for the growth of the channel. And until next time, peace out.